works, so it's not garbage. So what do we do with it now? Hello, I'm Chris Johnson and from Suburban Style Media, here to talk to you about the LeeSpring Android device for the Lexus RX350. And mine is a 2010, and let me go into the story about why I purchased this thing in the first place. Well, there are no aftermarket solutions for this model car because of the dash, the way it fits, and because of its premium nature. According to Toyota, they thought that the best that you could get was already in it, but they weren't counting on 10 years later for someone to produce an Android device that works awesomely with this car and it makes it a whole different car. You know, if you had one of these in your old Lexus, you probably would keep it because it can work even better than their factory navigation system. Mine is a base model non-navigation system, which is more of a reason for me to have purchased this. Let me show you some of the features that it comes with here. Well, this is what the controller that it comes with, which fits into the center console. So it would be at your elbow on the driver's side, and it controls your entire menu here. And let me see, I can't really see the menu, so I'm going to have to back over, but if you can see, it's moving. Also on this side here are your AC and dual air conditioning controls. There's a bunch of benefits to this that it has, and let's go for the other reason I bought this was because of the little clock. I like the clock. My car does not have an analog clock, so we get a digital analog clock. What better thing to have than that? Also, this device comes with a GPS antenna puck, and you get the 4G antenna puck. And on the back of this is a USB plug. Although I'm going to tell you, half this stuff you're not going to use. You're not going to hardwire anything into the car. Everything's just going to be plug and play. Each one of these adapters will fit onto something under the Toyota radio. You will use all of them. You won't have to cut into any wires like the power or the accessory. You're not going to have to add a remote or anything of that nature. You're just going to basically, there's one connection on the back of the non-navigation screen that is on the dash that you're going to be replacing this with. There's only one adapter. You pull that out, and then you're going to attach it to the back of this. It's going to go through a harness. This can go through this harness and then through here. The rest of these will go onto the radio itself. One issue that we're having, that we're working with on this with the manufacturer, is the SRS occupant display sensor, which this does not work with. There have been issues with the fact that this system has no way of overriding it, or at least simulating it rather. So right now that is what prohibited the installation. It's so we once we installed it and once we found out it wasn't working, we just ripped it right out. Try to solve the problem is we're getting with the manufacturer. They're supposed to be sending an engineer, or an engineer is going to be reporting the issues with the SRS system, because basically this was designed for the car itself. As I said before, all these plugs actually work and plug exactly and snugly into the Lexus itself. The air conditioning is, even the dual controls work. Everything else works with the system. It has a lot of different features, which I'll show you in another module here on this video. But everything everything works on here except for that integration. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be doing a video about this. I would just be good. This would be in the car and we'd be talking about how great it was. But because it's not that great yet, I've installed it. I put it on a bench. So just to make sure that it was going to do what it was supposed to do. It does what it's supposed to do in the car. It works fantastic. So now we're going to go into a different segment. We'll go into the installation, the physical installation of the hardware. It does come with a bunch of other stuff. There's like this metal piece, which actually does fit in the car, but you're not going to use it. Instead, what you're going to do is there's these two plastic tabs on top, if you can see them here. And these tabs there's two metal tabs in the cavern of the monitor where you're taking the old monitor out to replace it with this. You snap these in, that's it. That's all you got to do. And where those pins hold this in is where this needs to be. It's going to stick out a little bit. It's going to be ugly as hell. But I'll tell you what'll fix it. Let me get it here. This will fix it. This does fit on the monitor. This will fit in the hole. It doesn't look like it does initially in the hole on the car that the old monitor came out of. It doesn't look like it'll fit when you first compare them side by side, but it actually does fit. It does work. This snaps around the monitor, and you put this. You actually install this while it's mounted. Let's go through and show you some of the things that it has on here. Besides the AC dual controls, that you can see these do work with the radio. So once this is plugged in, all this stuff will work on that side. Going back, we're going to go back to the main menu. We got FM CD player, which is currently not connected to radio, so you're not going to get that. But we got the navigation. And with this controller, you click the button to get to show you stuff. So anyway, there is our navigation screen. It's just basically Google Maps. The media screen, it has a nice fade in, and you got all your different options, and it works with your existing hardware in the factory hardware in the car. So where your USB and your auxiliary are on the car, that is what you will use once this is in here. You do not need the USB port on the back of this. You don't need this at all. Just put some tape around it and tuck it in the back of that, because you're not going to need it. You'll just use the factory equipment as installed. So it'll be just like this was a factory unit. Going back, we're going to check out the phone. This is connected to my phone, and you can click to select the button, click the joystick to select the buttons, and it does have different records and contacts and things like that. Moving on to the apps, there's different apps, including your vehicle information, dashboard. Some of these don't work, so I'll just skip over some of these. These are settings as far as all your custom settings, like your sound, the language, what network you're on, and all that other good stuff. So, alright. So these are some of the main things here, and I'm sure you're probably interested in some of these other things, like YouTube. So you could potentially watch videos and stuff while you're driving. It's probably what some of you guys are doing with the coronavirus. Maybe you're doing some online learning or something. This would be great, like while you're driving your car, to watch videos. So anyway, we also have Adobe Acrobat. We have voice search. All the things you can do with a computer, you can do with this. So it's fantastic. It's a good device. It's definitely gold. It's not garbage. So the only thing we're waiting on is that safety measure that I was talking about. The airbags have to work in order for us to want to install this thing. Okay, so this was just a brief run on the LeeSpring Android Audio Entertainment System for the 2010 Lexus RX350. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a message, comment, like, or subscribe. And also follow my blog at substyleprod.com. So we're going to wait and see what happens. Hopefully the manufacturer gets us a good answer and is able to help us resolve the issue. So we can get it back into the car and I can show you some great stuff with it. So in any case, this is Chris Johnson with Suburban Style Media, just saying thanks for watching.